This is Manitou Springs in Colorado, just outside of Colorado Springs. And that little house right there, small, it's a 2-bedroom. It's for sale, old, $525,000. Life is expensive. Here's something I want to share with you. In 2017, at the end of 2017, about 9 months after my mom had passed away, her estate was finalized, meaning I was in charge of her estate, so I had to sell her condo, which was almost paid off. She owed $6,000. And then I had to divvy up the money between the family members that my mom wanted to leave that money to. In the end, when it was all said and done, I received $170,000 as an inheritance. That's what my mom left me after everything was paid for and after everyone was paid for. And that is a blessing that my mom left. But let me backtrack. Prior to that, because I was a financial counselor, my wife and I bought a house in 2003, and in 2016, we paid it off. That was a goal that we had, my wife and I, with nobody's assistance. And that happened. We paid off our house prior to my mom's passing away and prior to receiving the inheritance of $170,000. Everybody was paid. My cut was $170,000. I gave my son $5,000. I gave my daughter $5,000. That left us with $160,000. I'm going to show you what we did with that. For those 9 months, we never touched that money. When we received it, we had it about 9 months. And we didn't touch a single penny, nothing. In fact, I was still living off my paycheck, our earnings. And the question is, what are we going to do with that money? And the question for you, should you ever inherit money? What I've seen in the past through other people when they inherit money is they'll buy a car, a nice car, either new or newer version. They may take some traveling, which I love to travel, or they may just pay off their credit cards. You're going to do what's best for yourself. I've seen young people just use up all the money that they inherited. Unfortunately, of course, I was older, so I was very wise. I said, this is a gift that we inherited. And what are we going to do with it? So while I was working my mom's estate, that money was just there. I received some of it about a month after her death, and then $70,000 towards the end. And here's what we did: is our house was paid for, but it was time for us to move, and we wanted to find a property that we would enjoy more, and that's exactly where we live now. So we put all of that money, we built a barn, we put AC, and we paid off that house, which was a lot more, 10 months down the road. So it took us 10 months to pay the second house because we sold the first house. So when you inherit money, you have to be wise, because there is no business out there that will say, take your money somewhere else. We don't need your business. We don't need your money. That's not going to happen. Whatever you want to buy, somebody will sell it to you, whether it's a car, a newer car, whether it's travel. You have to be wise. What I said is, we're going to invest this money into that next property, and that's what we did, as opposed to buy a car. There's nothing wrong with buying a car. We already have cars. But cars depreciate in value, and I can guarantee you this: if you have no plan for that money, the money will go. It could go in about a year, 2 years, 5 years, but the money will go. For us, 5 years down the road after buying our house, if somebody says, where did your money go? I was like, here. And guess what? We don't have a mortgage anymore. We're 100% debt free. So you have to be wise with money. If you're emotional because the loved one that left you the money, it's very tough to deal with, then Dave Ramsey says, just put a pause on it for a while until you're ready to do something with that money. You don't have to do something. You can hang on to it, whether it's 2 years. One suggestion, it would be investing. If you can invest, if you're not already investing, invest. I like the Roth version of an investment because it grows tax-free. You're gonna have to do what's best for yourself. I would say seek counsel from an individual that can help you come up with a game plan. If you have no game plan, that money will go. Not all of us are blessed to have an inheritance given to us. And I can tell you that most likely that is the last inheritance, the one and only that I will ever see in my life. And that's okay because my plan was to make my own life, and I did with my wife, to have our own financial plan, to have our goals and accomplish those goals. What my mom left in the end was a blessing that we weren't counting on. So the house was already paid off, like I said, and my mom blessed a lot of people, a lot of family members. And you know, if it happens to you where you get to inherit something, regardless of the amount, be wise and do great things with that. Of course, like I said, seek counsel from an expert and see what they have to offer as far as advice. Then pause, think about it, and then do what you feel is best for yourself. Take care.